Thank you for visiting our career site. So this is not going to be anything super polished. It's just a conversation. It made sense to me to try to help folks better understand our organization. We have a rare opportunity, rare in the sense that we rarely have an opening in our store for a senior level tech. We currently have one of those openings, and so we know that, in today's environment that, we need to provide people with, information about us, and not everybody's willing to just pick up the phone and call or stop in. And so we wanted to give folks an opportunity to learn a little bit more about us without having to, put themselves out, give us any, personal information. And so that's what this is about. So I'm just going to quickly move through the pages and give you some insight and maybe some additional insight. So what we have available is a position for a senior level tech in a Midas store. I'm going to call it not your daddy's Midas store, not your grandpa's Midas store, but really a modern Midas store, um, and that's what we believe that we are, and I think that our numbers prove it. And so do our conversations we have with other folks that are, in shops every day. That, we run a pretty darn professional operation, and we're fairly technically competent. And so that may or may not be important to you, but at the end of the day, we're looking for a partner because we run our company a little differently than most auto repairs, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. If you are already working in a great shop with, great owners and great potential, then I appreciate you reviewing this information. But this job is really for someone that maybe is being held back by the folks that lead their organization, and we'd like to think that we're creating a opportunity here for folks to make their own path and set your own career and have it be something that benefits your life. So this page is just a little bit about us. Right here is, we're Midas. We're a division of a company called Import Automotive Incorporated, which is a 40-year-old corporation here in Kalkaska, Michigan. Midas is we have that division of it. There's our contact informational personal for Kathy and I. We are the founding owners of this company, and addresses here. This is how you can get a hold of us by email. You can connect with our Facebook page. Excuse me. You can connect with us on LinkedIn. Um, this is, again, just an introduction. First thing I'll point out down here in the right lower, we do have a live chat option. If you would like to, if the chat box looks like this, where it's green with a white circle inside of it, that's really supposed to be a little face, I think. Then you can click on that, and literally our computers ring, and we'll try to answer any questions you might have. There's nothing personal tracked about that. It's no different than any other chat bot in the that you might see on another website. It's strictly two people having a conversation anonymously. If you choose to give us personal information, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. But you do have that option if as you review this you have some questions. A little bit about us here on this page, very briefly. We have two brands that we fly. Midas is one of them. Midas is our service center brand. We also have a quick oil change attached to our Midas. It's a speedy oil change. Speedy is also a brand that is common on the coasts, East Coast, West Coast, South Coast. And it was a Midas company originally, and that's how we became a Midas Speedy co-brand. Both of these brands have truly, Midas gets misunderstood, and I think it's just plain to say it, sometimes rightfully so. As I thought about, what an average technician's experience with Midas might be, it may be positive or negative. But that's true no matter if we're talking about dealerships, if we're talking about independent repair shops. Again, if you work at a top flight shop, just say thank you, and be glad that you're working somewhere where your potential can be fully developed. But in our case, we run a top flight Midas shop. Midas is the brand we fly. It's not who we are. It's the flag we fly. And it is a proven path to new customers, and that's a big deal for any business is how do we get to new customers? And Midas has a proven path, and that comes from an incredibly strong brand. The Midas brand is very strong with consumers, if not the most powerful brand among the automotive service industry. It's certainly right there in the top five. Um, and so it's a powerful brand, and they provide consistent messaging, and that brings us new customers. And that's why we fly the Midas flag. Um, Here's just a quick tour of our facility. This is something we've built over a period of 40 years. It's 8 bays, so opposite of those 4 bays are 4 more bays. It's two double length quick lube bays, so we can get some pretty good sized vehicles in our quick lube. We're looking for a service technician in our service bays, which would be these 8 bays. We also have 2 other bays in the middle of the building that we use for tires. Um, One of our waiting rooms here, they connect together through this opening, another waiting room, just to have some extra capacity. This is our customer entry area and our write up where when customers come in, they're serviced at those 2 counters. Inside view of the quick lube, inside view of the shop from one corner. The shop actually goes a little further this way. Um, Mix of different style hoist, ramp hoist, in-ground hoist, double twin post hoists, and we find that fairly effective for being able to work on different vehicles. Another picture of the shop from the opposite end. We believe in staying reasonably clean. We believe in good lighting. Those are things that we find very important. Um, Moving on, this is something that maybe is a little bit different. This page talks about employee operated companies. Employee operated companies are not that unusual, especially in the franchise world. In many cases, owners have multiple locations. Somebody's got to run them. It's usually the employees. In other cases, even with owners with single stores, owners eventually just get to the point where they decide that um, they're the owner, they don't need to work. That works out in various levels of success, um, but but not always the best for the employees. Ours is operated a little differently. We're the founding owners, Kathy and I. We still work 40 hours a week. For us, that's really part time, down by 10 or 15 hours from what our normal work week was for most of those years. Um, but the daily responsibility for daily production is in the hands of the staff. We have 2 managers, one in the quick lube, one in the service department, Mike and James. Well, really James and Mike. Those two have the primary duties of operating the shop. We still are in our offices and out in the shop and out at the front counter, and whatever we need to do to back up on phones and front counter and back shop in the sense of being advisors to the technicians for technical issues and things like that. Back in 17, we knew that we wanted to start to put some kind of a transition plan in place. We put in a plan for our employees to run the place because truly there's no one better equipped to do that. A lot of owners think about selling and other ways of transitioning out of their thing, but the reality of it is we have a successful model, and we have that successful model because of the staff that we have here. They run the place. The question became, how do we provide them with incentive and the recognition that we can structure something here that is actually to the benefit of the longevity of the business. We brought in a perpetual business coach. Bob Ward is his name. He's been very helpful to us in designing a program that actually will allow this business to continue into the next generation and hopefully the generation after that as well. And so part of that is that we've stepped away from the profits of the company, Kathy and I. We do own the property outright. We do take a standard 7% industry lease on the building. We still do have salaries, even though we've reduced those salaries as we've moved some of the load onto the rest of the staff so that we could increase their pay. And then we also have designed a profit program that really at the end of the year provides 60% of the profits and well, not just the end of the year, but every month we have an opportunity to earn 60% of the profits, and at the end of the year we have an opportunity to earn 60% of the profits. Whatever's not left, or whatever's not given to the employees is left in the bank account. We believe in healthy bank accounts, and we believe that helps us get through, slower times. It helps us to purchase equipment without further debt, things like that. And so we do have a healthy bank account, and we won't apologize for that. That is there for the security and to the benefit of the business and the staff, and indirectly to the benefit of the owners, because we want good renters, and good renters pay their rent. And as long as we get our rent paid, we're pretty happy folks. Eventually, we'll just become landlords. The new generation will be firmly in place, and they'll be operating the business, and we'll be landlords. Um, in this format, everybody's got skin in the game. I think it's a big deal. That everybody has a little bit of skin in the game. We, as the founding owners, are highly motivated to the success of everyone here, because our goal is to enjoy some semi-retirement, and the way we do that is by making sure we have a successful business. The folks that you would be working with are here. Mike is our manager, Rick is service advisor. You can read more about all of these individuals here. James is one of our part of our leadership team. Mike is part of our leadership team. We've got a great group of people. This is Kathy and I. This is some history you might not care about, but this is how we came to be. This is how we got started in the business, and a little bit more about that, and what's important to us. And yes, I know I have a hot wife. And then this is just additional information. This is probably more than anybody wants to read, but this is additional information on business philosophy. Our strong belief in information technologies, our strong belief in having adequate equipment for our customer, or for our employees, so we can service our customers correctly. Our involvement in the community, which we're strong believers in, and then our industry partners, which we are also strong believers in. So, you might take some time. It's a bunch of text. So as you flip down through it, it's just a bunch of text. So I encourage you to review this as necessary if you believe you're not in a place that can give you a path to your full potential. We'd like to think we're those guys. Down here in the bottom right, you can see that we're available now if you'd like to just start an instant chat with us. And not, you're welcome to stop by. As I said on the very first page, connect with us, mystery shop us, Google us, inquire with existing employees, inquire with our community. The reality of it is, there's lots of avenues for you to find out more about us. Of course, reviews would be a first place that I would go if I was looking to, move to a different company. I want to know what are their customers saying about them. So if you have any problems, we've given you a brief information. I don't want to drag this thing out. If there's anything we can do to answer any questions, please let us know.